how are you just in general? I mean, a whirlwind of a year for you personally, in addition to coming back to the series. How are you?
I'm good. I feel good. I'm just very busy because, as a lot of you know, I did season 5 of the show, and then I went right after that to Thailand to do the Ultimate Girls Trip for season 3, and then I went on my honeymoon finally with Todd. So it's been a crazy busy year, but with many blessings. I'm very grateful because it's been a good, happy year for me and my family.
So, stepping into season 2, let's go back a little bit for a second. What has been the difference in
Season
this?
5, you mean?
I'm yes,
Remember, I'm
season
an
5.
OG. I count every single season.
Season 5, you are
Yes.
correct. But what has been the difference from those first 3 seasons to these 2 seasons filming?
Well, there's so many. Obviously, there's a lot of similarities because it's the same show, right? But there's been some adjustments to the cast and some new cast members. But I think it's just like different times that we're living now. So when we were on, in 2010, the world was a lot different. I think the world is a different world today. There's so much more awareness of so many different issues that we're living. People are more vocal about it. They want us talking about it. And in my particular case, I'm just like more free, to talk about a lot of things that I was raised that were taboo. So I feel like we live in a society today and in a culture today that everybody is just very open, and it feels good sometimes, to talk about these things, and it's liberating, and it's free, and that's how my seasons have been different from when I started.
So, huh?
Wait, sorry, I can't see. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Got it. So obviously you and Marisol are ride or dies. You guys have been friends 20 years before the show. But what new or surprising friendships have come up for you in this season 5? I keep saying season 2, but it's season 5. Or what friendships do you feel like have taken a step back through the process?
Right. Well, I think that you'll see that there's going to be a little bit of tension and division between the OGs, as expected, because once again we're like in a new group with new women that have been added to the cast, and like where you put 9 women together and feisty women, I think we all have like such big personalities and different backgrounds, and we all have an opinion, and we have such big mouths that you're going to get into trouble. So you guys are going to have to watch, because there's definitely a lot of unexpected moments in the season. Obviously what's expected is, Lisa's story, because it's been very public, unfortunately, for her and her family. But I think that everything else is going to be like a really big surprise. It's been a really good season.
So you eloped, you've gone on your honeymoon, you have all of these fantastic things happening after a pretty rough year. So can you put that in perspective of the show? And I saw that you said that for this season, it was a lot happier for you than last, or maybe some of the previous seasons. So what is that like when you are feeling really good about the place and the movement where your life is going, but you look at some of your cast members and you're like,
Well, that's why I don't judge, because I have been in that place. I have been in Lisa's place, and I've been in many of the other places. So that's why I don't judge, because you have to be in those person's shoes to actually live that moment. And I think I'm a little bit more empathetic and compassionate, about people, because I myself have gone through so much in my life. But it's like my turn, like kind of like to be happy. And like you said, I had a very rough year last year. And this year, the most important thing to me is my family, and we're all doing well. Obviously, like every other family that has their struggles and their challenges, but overall, we're healthy and we're happy. And I'm sure you're gonna ask me about Todd and Peter. They're like better than ever. I'm like, what about me? And I was like, them two against me. They actually have a lot of similarities. Maybe that's why they once butted heads, but they're good. I feel like they had to go through something like that. Sometimes it's hard, to talk about certain things and topics that make you uncomfortable. And as my fiance or as their stepfather, you never know when it's okay, whether you can step into that, world, or, have certain boundaries. But I really do appreciate that, we had that conversation. And even though it was really, really difficult for me and for them as well, I mean, it was really, really tough for Todd and Peter. And, I don't ever want them to be in that place because I obviously love both of them very much. And I don't think they'll ever happen. I think it's just something they had to like get off their chest and just really, have that kind of talk and let each other know how much, they really care and love each other and just, move forward. This keeps on turning off. So it's annoying me. Sorry, I can't see you. I'm like talking to the dark screen.
So we see in the trailer, Peter mentioned a bit about how it was difficult for him to have relationships having a mom like you, right? So I I think that that's just normal mom things. Moms are protective of their children. They want to make sure they have the best. But seeing this play out on the show, and then you kind of resolve some of the things and then having to go through it again, what is that experience like? Does it bring up any
I'm used to it because I'm a mom, and I think that all moms we're used to it. So yes, we did go through that, but that's very different. I'm the kind of mother that, first of all, I have a very good relationship with my son Peter, and because I kind of feel like I have that authority or like liberty to have that kind of conversation. And I think it's very healthy, and I think it's a great one. But sometimes I don't realize it. So when he's telling me these things like, Mom, you're so difficult, and you've always made it very hard for me and my relationships and with my decisions, it's kind of like it's good for me to hear because I want to learn and I want to be better and I want my relationship to be better with him and I want him to be healthy and happy, like mentally, psychologically. So, sometimes as a mom, I mean, my background is Cuban. My parents were super strict with me. And, they were like involved in everything. They were like literally like go to my room and check everything and read my journals. They were like so like protective that way that I don't realize that I do the same thing for Peter. Like he's a man and he's 30 years old and I need to let him go. So you kind of like see that, I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress as well, and also like, since I was a single mom for a long time and I've always really been the one that's like, I'm the only one they have pretty much. Now their father obviously is involved and you'll see a little bit of that. But I've always felt like the core responsibility has been on me to make any kind of decision, whether it's financially, educational, medical, whatever it has been. I feel like it's all me. So I kind of, now feel a little bit free that the dad's back around and he has a good relationship with his father. But, I think I'm a little bit of the problem and I'm working on it because, again, I just think that it's my background. I think that that's the way I was raised. And like my mom, like, but in my life till I was like 40 something years old. I mean, I think she would still, if she was alive today, she would still be in my conversations with Peter. She used to help my mom. I used to help Peter a lot with, just like with life issues and with everything. My mom was very therapeutic. So, I do miss her. But I don't want to make the same mistakes. And I don't like to call them mistakes because he like literally is telling me like the same thing your mom did to you, you're doing to me. And I don't like it. I never had the nerve to tell my mom, like, I don't like that you're doing this to me. I kind of like, you're the mom, I'm the daughter, I'm just going to take the beating, right?
A little bit, but so you went to a wedding recently that looked pretty exciting. What was that like, meeting up again with some of the other housewives from the trips? And Porsha's wedding looked crazy.
Over the top.
Not I mean, over the top.
You can't even describe over the top until you attended this wedding. Everything was so beautiful and so perfect. She was glowing. She was beautiful. Her husband, Simon, they're just like out of a fairy tale. Like, honestly, really, really beautiful. I was very happy to be included and invited. You can see by us being there, right? Like who Porsha kind of made friendships with on our Ultimate Girls trip. And that's what I loved about that trip, that it's kind of like, it's not like you have to be friends with. We had, a choice. And it was a really wonderful group of women, honestly. I really got to like and learn a lot from all of them and have fun together. It's a very different kind of show and I enjoyed it a lot.
So, and kind of wrapping up, when you are You and Guerdy kind of had some issues last season, and we'll see how those turn out this season. But how is it like going into business sometimes with friends?
Okay, do not do that. Don't ever go into business with friends. And I think that that's why, like, she didn't know how to be my friend and be my party planner. I feel that she felt like she was just treating me like another client. And I was like, oh, I just want to be your friend. I mean, I could be your client too, but I kind of wanted both things. So it kind of like takes us a while to figure out what we really wanted and to be, where we're at today, which is friendly. Because I mean, she's great. She's a great party planner. And I was kind of upset that she couldn't plan my wedding because I really do love like her skills as a wedding planner, and I like her as a friend too. So I decided to keep her as my friend.